Okay, let's get this video started. Sawadee krap tukwan. Hello, my name is Joseph Blanchard and I am a Hoosier. So let's begin. The purpose of this video is to give you a brief journey into what led me to live and work in Thailand. After I share some of my experiences, I will then talk about some of the challenges I had along the way, some of my future intentions, and lastly give you some professional advice for those who are interested to work abroad.
Oh boy!
Why did I choose Thailand? When I was in Student Alumni Association, the Bloomington Alumni Chapter asked students to form a committee. At the end, our committee broke apart. We never ended up going to Thailand. But I didn't want to stop my opportunities there. So I said, heck, let me go to Thailand for my internship. And there, I started my international experience. I set up a internship volunteering as a English teacher. My main project was an orphanage, but I also worked at elementary schools as well as high schools. I got a lot of different experiences going to different schools to teach English. When in Thailand, I was correct. There was many challenging situations that pushed me to grow and think different as an American. After that experience, I did start to apply for different programs, working in higher education student affairs, HISA. So I started to apply to these programs, and I soon found out that I was going to work at University of North Dakota. I worked at University of North Dakota because they had an assistantship where I was the residence hall director. During my master's, I made sure that I was very active in student activities in relation to international students. So I was involved in their programs and services at the International Center, as well as in the halls. I wasn't satisfied, so I ended up making my own program for the students. And that program was called Global Interactions. I was really enjoying working with international students. So, for your master's, you have to do an internship. And so I did 2 internships. I wanted to double down. My first internship, I decided to go to International Affairs Office in Thailand at a top university. After finishing my internship in Thailand, I wasn't satisfied with my international experience. I wanted more. I think that I wanted to work in international affairs, transitioning from my master's into my career. As you've heard, I was very interested to work with international students. So I decided to apply to a university in Thailand to work in student affairs. I was not successful to get a job in student affairs. I was told by the directors of the offices that we don't hire foreigners to work in these offices.
Boo-hoo.
I tried to push, but I was still unsuccessful. I was then encouraged to apply as an English teacher. I was never interested to be an English teacher, but I saw it as opening the door for my future. What's going to get me inside the university? So let me work as an English instructor. So I took on a big challenge to change my interest in my career. And I want to say it was the best decision of my life. So for the past 4.5 years, I've worked as an English educator. I have developed over a dozen courses. I have attended and presented at different conferences. I've also written a couple articles in relation to student activities and programs within linguistics, as well as I've been hosting intercultural programs for various countries. So I've been keeping very busy, but most importantly, I made sure to go above and beyond all my duties so that every week, if not every day, I got to spend time with my students outside the classroom and provides continuous extracurricular services to help them with their English success. If you've ever been at tours, you probably never got to experience cultural shock. That will come from being a part of the country. As I mentioned before, Thai culture and American culture are not the same. We are different in many different ways. So there have been a number of challenges that I've had. Challenge number 1. I found myself a part of some environments that are not future-oriented. There seems to be more focus on order and gossiping about the issues. So the environment seemed to be at a standstill, where people could not come together and work because of the past. Challenge number 2. Integrity of reports and usage of money. Since the first moment of coming to Thailand for my first internship, I found myself a part of reports for usage of money that was not true. The reason why there are a number of reports that are not true is to be sure to pass quality assessments as well as to receive funding from the government. The last challenge. This challenge has been the most difficult one for me to cope with, and that is in which I label as abuse of power. I have witnessed and listened to victims of verbal abuse, sexual harassment, and physical attacks from university members from the top down. It seems to be used as a tool by some to manage the workplace. There have also been reports of fake degrees and fake research by people in order to gain status. In different situations, I try to talk about some of the ethical concerns I had. People were not happy for me to speak. I wanted them to know that Joseph is not okay with this behavior that could be destructive to others, as well as Joseph's future. My mentors told me to stop focusing on this environment and put all my effort towards my students. And I made sure to bring it every day so my students know that I care about them. So in the end, students saw me as a positive sign for hope and energy. So what are my future intentions? Even though my last job came to an end, I already had plans to move forward with my career. At this time, I'm taking effort to build my Thai skills as well as my teaching abilities before I go back full force to supporting students. Currently, I am working with a team to help develop a new concept school for Thai children. This school is unique in that it is a school that focuses on developing soft skills as well as more opportunities to explore the self more than traditional schooling. Yay! Lastly, let me leave you with some professional advice. Don't do something because you think it's not you or because it doesn't seem to fit the life you've expected. So many great experiences comes from doing something different along the way. Your abilities and skills will only grow. Remember, something is better than nothing. Don't worry about losing yourself. If you have passion for something, it will come out in any role that you take. During your journey, take detours as often as you can. New places will challenge who you are. If you find yourself in an environment that is challenging, don't forget the great qualities that make you, you. Okay, that's it for me. I hope you were able to learn something from my experiences. Thank you for listening, and go Hoosiers! สวัสดีครับ Okay, bye-bye now.
Get riggedy wrecked, son!